Blue Monkey Studios. Alright, so this is a sketchbook I started getting a while back. The stickers aren't included. It's a moleskin, and Daniel Warren Johnson uses these sketchbooks himself, and so kind of stealing the idea from him. They're easy to keep with you. They're small. You can stick them in your pocket if you got big pockets. I've also 3D printed case, like a slip cover for it, but started this I think last year, September 2023. I was coming up with character designs for a story, and then just drawing of my wife when she was a little girl. And a frog that I saw in South Carolina when we were on vacation. Inspired by Daniel Warren Johnson. He just super loose with his inking, and so I tried a little something with my character Sam Saturn. Some more story ideas. Ideas for villains, bad guys. This Oni right here is from, I'm probably going to butcher the name, the manga Tuge Oni. There's a cannibalistic Oni in there that is really creepy looking, so I got some inspiration from that. This is artificial intelligence looking beast creature. This is actually a drawing of my oldest, Elijah. Kind of when he's, my idea what he might look like when he's in his 20s. He's not quite there yet. And then some sketching for a commission piece that I have still yet to finish. Some more concept drawings, some more sketches for that commission. Again, stuff for story. More sketches for that commission. And then my wife and I, we went to see The Interrupters with Dropkick Murphys up in Charlottesville. It was an awesome show, and was inspired to draw Amy Interrupter here. So that's what that is. More concept ideas for the story. I'm not really going to tell you what this is. And then this stuff is kind of inspired by an artist named Robert Hafferman, and he is in Minnesota, I believe. But he will do these weird ink drawings with repetitive motions. He is incredible. He's a lot better than I am. Apparently I decided this was going to be some smoke coming out of a pipe. He is also a fantastic portrait painter. More pattern stuff. This is pretty cool, I like that. And then just doodles. I think this is actually a friend of mine. He's like, hey, I want you to draw a picture of my girlfriend. And I did a quick sketch from quote unquote memory. Just kind of playing with lines and keeping it simple. Some more. This actually is probably for a painting. Yeah, landscape with clouds, mountains, and hills. This character is my D&D character that I have yet to play. he is a retired elf warrior that's become a gardener. So he has no weapons. He takes his gardening hoe, and he's got, you know, the different tools and stuff. You can tell he's been through some rough times. This is a friend of mine from work, a Russell. And this is Doc. He's my arch nemesis. Howard the Duck. A lot of people really like my Howard the Duck. I really enjoy drawing him. It'd be awesome if I could one day do a run for Marvel with Howard. But so I have a character called Creature, and he always has this floating hat that changes shape based on his mood or what he's about to do or something like that. So I thought, what if we did something like that with Howard? I mean, he is an alien from a different planet. Maybe he has different technology that we don't know about. So what if this hat is like an alien computer or an AI or something that provides him, you know, I think this is obvious, this says default, but maybe this hat gives him, you know, detecting skills. He can examine crime scenes or whatnot. This gives him fighting skills. Well, that's the detective skills. So maybe this is his suave debonair hat. You know, Iron Duck, so this transforms and gives him the bodysuit. You know, something like that. And I always liked the cigar. And then these started getting into wanting to sculpt. So these are not just sculpt, but actually make like a vinyl toy. So these are my ideas for that. More ideas. I like one-eyed creatures, and this is kind of, this feels familiar, but I'm not sure why. Just kind of designing vinyl toys and trying to come up with gimmicks or ideas to work with. This was a joke with some friends at Big Lit Comic Con, probably almost 2 years ago now, where we were talking about having me draw Skeletor and Megatron together. So this is the first drawing I came up with, and decided to do like this, you know, He-Man size Skeletron with the, like, you know, really short legs, big upper body. And I'll actually show you. Here is my first attempt at that. He's a lot taller than I wanted, and he's not quite finished. He's missing his hands and the gun or the cannon. And then maybe I'll paint this. I don't know. But everything is its own individual piece, pretty much, and it's held together with metal wire. So I would sculpt individual sections and then sand it down, and, you know, make all these cuts and take things out and stuff. So yeah, I did actually make something that I wanted to. And this is my character, Mr. Hole in the Fox. I make a zine of him in which I kind of tell the origins of things, of stuff. So my first one was about tea, and the second issue was toilet paper, which was around the time of the pandemic. So it seemed appropriate since we didn't have toilet paper, or it was hard to find. My mother particularly thought that particular issue was funny. Next one was fireworks, the history of pants, which it's actually fireworks and how to make a grilled cheese sandwich, how to draw Mr. Hole in the Fox, and then pants is the latest issue. But this, again, sculpture or bust or something, and just little accessories that go with it. Because I have some of the drawings I have, like the toilet paper, he's getting thrown through his eye. And so I was like, hey, can I come up with stuff that either go along with him or can get, you know, thrown through his eye. And this is Hand. This is also part of, well, I haven't mentioned it, but my character Creature is partnered with Hand, and it's a little mini comic that's a fold-out comic. And so they're going on little misadventures And then this griffin, these weird sketches right here, it was for commission for hybrid martial arts in downtown Roanoke. They wanted a design for a shirt. More ideas for sculpts. I did make this one as well, and I will show you that here in a second. And then, I don't know, I think I was in the bathroom doing this. Just, let's make a three-nosed dog, I don't know. And then this is kind of like my dog Ellie. She's a German Shepherd, so you don't see a lot of the different colors of her fur. Yeah, let's show you the Ein and Auger gnome, the one-eyed gnome. All right, there he is, a one-eyed gnome that looks somewhat like a weird Simpsons character. Yeah, very proud of this one. Got it sanded down and it came out really good. Alright. Another toy idea. This is Creature, a simplified version of Creature. Head sketch. I think this had to go along with these drawings. I wanted to do a black Superman, which Grant Morrison did, but I kind of want this to be based off of John Henry and John Henry Irons, also known as Steel. And then a coworker, you're joking about this, about a vampire that doesn't want to drink blood. He's terrified of it. More drawings of that Superman. Another toy, which recently got a 3D printer, so I've been trying to print this little guy out. So these are some designs. More designs. So I came to this conclusion. This was the body, and then kind of how the feet and arms look, and dimensions and whatnot. Some random sketches. This is supposed to be Peter from work. He's an engineer I work with. He says a lot, and he always wears a ball cap, and he's the hairiest dude I've ever met. I don't know what this was about. Maybe because he doesn't like me all that much. One-eyed Kermit. Another dog. And I also love mushrooms. So I think I'm going to sculpt this guy at some point. Also was like, hey, this mushroom cap looks kind of like the rice hats. Maybe I could come up with something like that for a character. The Thing. It's a little bigger drawing of that mushroom. This is kind of the final design for Olz, OLZ, and it hasn't been finished. 3D printing this is particularly difficult, especially anything with a lot of curves to it. It doesn't come out as pretty as I hoped. More mushroom stuff. Doug Nut, the evil donut, who's standing on legs of glaze. A fish with goggle on. Again, one-eyed. And then this is a project I'm going to be working on. I don't know what this guy is. I don't know if he's a melting ice cream with eyes in it or what. Just kind of this weird idea of a monster with multiple eyes, bowler hat, you know, old school tuxedo like he's from the Rat Pack. And then Earthworm Bird. You saw it here first. So this piece right here is actually a waste manifold. We got this at work so that we could pump out our acid waste into a larger drum without causing other issues. And so this looks kind of like the base, like an updated version of the base for hands. And hand is basically in formaldehyde or whatever in a container to preserve him. And he's on this floating platform that flies around. And then this was based off of Bojangles' coffee lid. Kind of looked like this weird robot Darth Vader face. And so that's what that's from. And then just random doodles. It looks like it might be a painting idea. And then went hiking with my buddy Isaac and his cousin Emily. We went to, what was that place called? The Great Channels. And so there was this metal piece of, look, it was from an old oven. So I thought that'd be a great idea for a robot. And we saw this tree that had weird shapes to it that looked like a big nose face with multiple eyes. And then it just kind of morphed from there into weird bugs and robot stuff. And then this is tattoo ideas. Maybe ultimately looking like that pattern wise. But this is for my children. My wife wanted me to make these, so excuse me. A whale for Jonah, a scroll for Isaiah, and then a raven holding bread and meat for Elijah. And then I drew this in commemoration to Eddie P. Ed Pisker after he left us. So if you know, you know. This is a label printer from work that looked like a robot's face. It had a kick going on with the robot's face. Boom scars. I think it actually means something else, but this was on a license plate. My wife and I thought it was hilarious. She said that sounds like a character I would make, so kept that in my back pocket. Then we have Earthworm Chet and Candyman. That's from that oven stove piece from earlier. And then I came up with this idea for Boom Stars. This is his head. Just kind of this really grumpy star. More concept ideas for a project. Look at the robot from the Jetsons. And then for some reason I decided to draw some Batman. I do like this face. That is creepy. Oh yeah, even after 30 years of drawing, I still can't get this right. The 1989 Batman logo still bugs the living daylights out of me. Playing with style. Batman. Yeah. I can't remember that artist's name now. Anyway. Like a RoboCop cyborg. Batman. And then I really dug this. It was a very simple design concept. And this got me into drawing X-Men characters. I think we'll see some later. This looks like an idea from the Batman animated. It came out a few years ago. And then I watched the Gotham 1939. I don't know if you guys have seen that art book, but they also have, someone did like a documentary style using the images. So I got the idea of like, what would Batman look like if he was, you know, went to World War I and came back. Idea for a logo. So he's wearing a World War I helmet, the gas mask. I think they had cloaks, like basically they wore their blankets. So he used that for his cape. Kind of like that one. And that's a little more Captain America-ish. If he didn't have the gas mask on. The old lights. And then I got on this kick to make a wedding ring tattoo. because I don't have my wedding ring anymore. So these are just ideas. This is my logo that I made years and years ago. And something a little more like that. This is my wife and my initial, our first initials. More detail. And then this thing went from, you can see the outline of my hand, so it was going to be right there. So these are these weird designs I make. So this is A and J, E-T. This is I-M and J-L. So my children's initials as well. And really, I don't know if I'm going to do this because I don't have a tattoo. This would be my first one. It seems pretty crazy. And I don't know how this is going to end up looking, 20 years from now. And then, just, what about something simpler? So I haven't really decided what I want to do. And then this is hilarious. Just popped in my head. So this goes back to cartoon style that a friend of mine in middle school and high school, he would draw like this. It was kind of like this. It was actually more like that. Very simple, like a Garfield-esque style. So I came up with this character, so I'm going to read off what it says here. Jacob is a 15-year-old boy who has had to live a punk rock life because his parents are punk rockers. Jacob just wants to be a normal, average kid with a job at Chicken Kick Pal and friends who like to play putt-putt. He's not a rebel. He has no problem with the man. So just kind of, flipping that over. Like, what if your parents were the punk rockers and I just want to be normal. I want to wear polo shirts. I don't know. This goes back to Creature in Hand. So this is like a big pinup character I made. His name is Badass. And then Creature in Hand with his little fez, which is new. I don't think I've drawn him with a fez. And he's just mesmerized by Badass. John Henry. John Henry was one of my favorite folk tales. And I was trying to come up with a design for him. And this one just like, man, he looks dumb. I don't want him to look dumb. And then from that Post-it, a better version or a more fleshed out version of that Batman. And this has got the Batman Returns suit, which is awesome. This was just doodles. Supergirl. Oh yeah, this was, I can't remember her name, but a cosplayer. She has a design that looks like kind of looks like Superboy's outfit from the 90s, like from the Reign of Superman. But instead of having a cape, she made the cape a scarf. I thought that was a really cool idea. So I was going to try and draw that character costume, and I just never did anything with it. Oh, yeah, I did. Something a little bit closer. And then I started working on the X-Men characters in that style from earlier. And so I made these, I think they were on 6x8 pieces of paper and sold them at Biglet Comic-Con. Again, a friend bought all of them. And this is the Santos Sisters, comic by Greg and Fake. I actually stumbled across them at Heroes Con. Didn't realize they were going to be there. These guys are awesome. They're fun to talk to. Because I wasn't expecting them, I didn't know what to say, but got every comic they had, everything I could get, I had money for, I bought from them. So you guys should check this out. It's a really good, fun comic. More designs for just drawing a fox, something more of a toy. Going back to that OLZ character, kind of figuring out what the innards of him would look like. My idea was if I made it like this, the 3D print wouldn't A, take so long, and B, be so complicated, and instead I made it more complicated. But yeah, like this curve right here is a total pain to print. And here's my idea for my slipcase for my sketchbook. And I was going to have like this sliding door so I could put my pencils and pens and eraser on the end. But in the end, I just have a hole at the top for the pencil to go in. More doodles. This is Suicide from Return of the Living Dead. The best zombie movie ever. More toy ideas. This one's with Wolverine and Deadpool. Popsicle style Cyclops. Again, something I could 3D print and then paint. And yeah, that's it. The Interrupters. Love is an action. So yeah, that's my sketchbook. This is sketchbook 1. The stickers, 5-Iron Frenzy. Self-explanatory. Pick it up is, I think this is on Tubi. I think a friend of mine said it was on there. Got this from 5-Iron. They sent that with me. I want to deal with this weird play on words for 5-Iron. Steady Crafting. YouTube, has a Patreon. Awesome guy. Very inspiring. This sticker came with my Christmas gift. I got a bag of tea that was Hobbit themed. The bag of tea was okay. It has sunflowers or something in it, or dandelions. It was a weird tasting tea, but the packaging's cool. And then God Hate Astronauts again. Ryan Brown, he's like the king of Patreon, or not Patreon, Kickstarter campaigns, other than Doug to Maple. Really fun book. Any sound effects I have in my comics, I am inspired by Ryan. So yeah, that's my first sketchbook at this size. I have plenty of sketchbooks, but these are the kinds I take around with me. So if you like this video, hit like, comment below, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see more videos like this, let me know, because like I said, I got plenty of sketchbooks. Until next time, see you guys later.